Hey, I'm Shar. Welcome to Teacher's Corner. You know, if you like the way that I read, and if you like Teacher's Corner, please like, share, and subscribe. I want to welcome new subscribers. Thank you, darlings. What's today's topic? Relationships. Yep, relationships. What kind of relationship am I in? Most of you know what kind of relationship you're in. I don't have to tell you. So if I don't have to tell you, then why am I putting this video out? Well, sometimes just hearing it is enough to give you that push that you need. So, but before we get into that, I found out something that was quite interesting. Do you know what a dissectionist is? A dissectionist is a scientist who dissects the body to study it. They have found that the ear has 3 pathways. Now, I thought there was the ear canal and moved to the ear, nose, eyes, throat, all that. It's all connected in there. But I didn't quite know that it had 3 pathways of hearing. Now, they believe one pathway leads to the mundane conversations of the world. So, yeah, definitely. Another pathway apprehends learning and art. Interesting. But the third pathway, which you're still trying to understand, they believe that it exists so the soul itself might hear guidance and gain knowledge while here on earth. Now, what the hell is a scientist saying here? This is a scientist talking about gaining knowledge and guidance from where? From who? A pathway in the ear. So who are we listening to? I would love to have this scientist in the room right now. So where is this coming from? I would love, man, would I love to have this guy in the room with me right now. I'll have him a believer. He'll be like, okay, I don't believe in science anymore. But to think that a scientist would say that there is a third pathway that hears instruction, that hears knowledge, that hears wisdom. I want you to listen now with that soul hearing. So open up that third pathway. Now I want you to listen to knowledge. I want you to try to understand with that third pathway. Relationships. You get asked the question, why can't I walk away? One of the most common reasons people have in making the choice, and they have such a hard time in making the choice to walk away, is because they still have feelings for them. Of course. Of course. How to know when it's time to walk away? Love can be a hard thing to recognize. But it's even harder to know when to walk away. There are different stages of love that your relationship will go through. In the beginning, we all know we experience joy and excitement and possibilities. It doesn't last forever. And we know that. It doesn't last forever. At some point, the honeymoon ends. When we first fall in love, what do? We overlook imperfections in the other. That's the first thing we do. This is a gigantic red flag. So the next time you see someone and you get that excitement and that joy, really take a good look. See things that for some reason Your eyes won't pick it up. So we overlook imperfections and things about them that would normally drive us freaking crazy. In the euphoria of a new relationship, you overlook them. You don't notice. However, as time goes by, these things begin to stand out. Some of you will think, how the hell did I miss that? Some of you will get angry. I really wish you wouldn't do that. Oh my God, I get so mad when you do that. I've always been doing it. Why are you mad now? Just never noticed it. But you know what? This is perfectly normal. And relationships, all relationships, will go through that. It's perfectly normal. You don't have to walk away from a relationship because you're picking up things that you don't like. A relationship is two unique people, and it's not normal for a couple to agree on everything. Disagreement is good if you know how to work past it. It's perfectly normal to have ups and downs. Of course it is. When should I end a relationship? Well, one way to know when you should definitely end a relationship is when you feel that you've lost yourself. So you wake up one morning and you realize that you have changed so much that you don't even know who you are anymore. What changes? What changes? Clothes. I'm not allowed to wear the skimpy clothes I used to wear. Or for you guys, I can't wear my comfies anymore. I'm not allowed to wear my comfies. Now I gotta wear these tight ass jeans. Or contacts instead of those goofy glasses that you once wore. I don't like those glasses, you should go into contacts because, you have a beautiful face and more makeup. No makeup. Strange lingerie. I was quite comfortable in my granny jammies. Showing no emotion to mirror them. Showing no emotion to mirror them. Because that's what they're like. They're very cold, distant. I'm going to mirror them. I'm going to be cold, distant. Or showing way too much emotion. Trying to force yourself into being more refined or wiser than you are. Getting piercings or ink when normally you wouldn't. Maybe you've been acting more macho because he or she likes the dominant. They like the dominant. Well, you're not macho enough. I like bad boy. Or maybe you've been sitting pretty and trying to be more of a lady. No? Trying to change your sneeze from achoo to no. Changes. You're trying to change yourself. You will not be content with this for very long, darling. It'll last for a little while, but let me tell you, eventually the real you will come forth. And because it has been pent up for so long, it usually comes forth explosively. I wonder if that's where they get the saying, look out, because here I come. Chances are you're going to have to end this relationship. You can't be yourself. You got to be somebody else. It's time to end this relationship. But let's move on. A feeling in the gut. It's very important to trust your gut feeling. If you feel there's something wrong and your stomach is nervous and it's in knots and it hurts, listen to it. They're not always butterflies. It's trying to tell you something. Another time is when you're going through the motions, but you're not feeling the love or the happiness. So suppose you do love them, but you're not happy with them. You're just going through the emotions. This is a sign that it's time to end it. When you're not feeling respected, this is not a healthy relationship. Respect is extremely important in a relationship. Like what? Well, do they do other things when you're talking? Calling someone while in mid-conversation? Oh, let me pick up my cell phone. Hey, bud, what you doing tonight? Yeah. And you're over there talking to them. Playing on their phone, their tablet, or the computer. Watching TV intently. Leaving the room. They may even cross boundaries. Leaving, returning, cheating, lying, physical harm, mental attack, screaming, cursing, threatening. When there is any abuse, and I gotta say any, this relationship should be terminated. Emotional, verbal, and physical abuse are not okay. And just because it's your boyfriend, your girlfriend, just because you're living together, or even if you're married, this is not a contract. It does not give that person the privilege to ignore your consent or your lack of it. Whichever way, it doesn't give them the privilege to lay hands on you or to speak to you like that or to do the things that they do. Understand, that's not love. It's important that you find a safe place and to seek counseling from someone who has experience in helping others leave these situations. So there is help out there. If you stay in them or you accept them back time and time again, what can happen? What can happen? Cheers. Anxiety, depression, uncertainty of yourself or your surroundings, trauma, drama, frequent headaches, weight gain, weight loss, fear. How do I walk away? You know, darlings, I wish there was a simple answer. Well, the answer is simple. But the task is a very, very hard one. How do I walk away? Walk away. Sounds so simple. The hardest thing on earth to do is to walk away from someone that you love. Can be done. Yeah. And it can leave the scars. But how do I walk away? There's only one answer. Walk away. Can I walk away from someone I still love? Many situations are fixable through communication. To have a mature conversation, go into a counselor together. If you think it can be, mend it, and they're willing to work on it with you, go see a counselor, a therapist. They can help. They can help resolve the problem. Find out what the problem is and find a way to fix it. Do things with each other. Revive your relationship. Some couples are extremely unhappy with each other and they stay. Now, sometimes if you meet someone who's married or someone who's been in a very long-term live-in arrangement, and there might be children involved, and they decide to have a extramarital affair with you. And they say to you, oh, well, I'm just going to go back and tie up some loose ends. And then I'm going to come back to you and we're going to be happy. And you know what? Sometimes it works. Sometimes they tell the truth. But I was astounded when I found out that 87% are lying to you. They ain't going nowhere. 87%. That's a lot. So they're extremely unhappy with their person, their spouse, or their live-in person, but they stay with them. You've noticed, for those of you who have been in that situation, they go back, they don't return. Why do they stay? They feel they have invested. They feel they have invested in this relationship. Now, many times I have read this, they go back because of their stuff. They go back because of the house. They go back because of the cars. They go back because of the bank account. They go back because of the children. They go back because they've invested in this person and in this relationship. They depend on their partner financially. So if they leave, their partner might say, okay, so I want spousal support. I want support for these 4 kids. And I'm going to take your money. You're going to lose the house. You're going to lose the cars. You're going to lose the swimming pool. You're going to lose your gym set, your man cave, whatever it is that you got, you're going to lose it. And that can happen for women too. The guy, if the woman walks and leaves the kids with the guy, well, I want spousal support. I want money for these kids. I want this. I want that. You're going to lose. And so a lot of them depend on their partner financially. They know they can't just uproot and leave. It can't be done. They feel without their partners, they have no self-esteem. And I've seen that. Damn, I had a friend of mine who was in an abusive relationship, and no matter how much I tried to get her out, no matter how much I tried, she's still there. She is still there. Once in a while, I see the black eyes, and I look at her and I say, just remember, I'm still here. Anytime you feel you got to get the hell out of there, I'm here. But I'm not going to drive myself crazy trying to get you out. And she just looks at me and she says, I can't do it. Where will I go? What will I do? And I said to her, I said, you can stay with me. We can get you set up in a place. We can get you on welfare for now. You can get yourself a job. And it's going to be good. And we'll go to the police and we'll get that paper and he can't come near you. We're going to take care of things. And we're going to get it all good. I can't do it. I can't do it. I can't do it. And so she stays. It's not a day goes by I don't worry about her. She's still alive. Yeah, you heard me. And number 4, why can't they leave? They are afraid of being alone. They're afraid of being alone. Others refuse to leave because they believe that things will change for the better. Sure, I hear her say. Sure, it'll get better. It always does. It always does. So you mean this happened before? And I can see in her eyes She knows. But she just can't leave. What are the signs of a toxic relationship? Physical, verbal, or emotional abuse is right at the very top. If you feel your self-esteem has been damaged. If you feel manipulated, guilt-tripping, gaslighting, when you always seem to be wrong or it's your fault. Fear, eating disorders due to being called names and your weight being mentioned. And worst of all, thoughts of suicide, wanting to harm or take one's own life. Okay. Some feel that if I'm not really going to kill myself, but I'm going to hurt myself, and I'm going to pretend that, I'm just going to take a few pills, but it won't be enough to kill me, and I'll just take a few to make me fall asleep. Because I know that if I do that, it'll bring them to me. They'll come running to me. This is extreme toxic. Extreme thinking. It is definitely time to get the hell out of that relationship if you're thinking about harming yourself to bring him back to you. What do you do when you can't stop thinking of someone? They have a name for this, and it's called post-breakup. I couldn't believe they actually had a name for this. One of the reasons could be you're angry or you're upset with them. So, if the anger is there, so are they. Another reason could be because you still love them. And if the love is still there, so are they. Everywhere I look for answers, I get the same answer. I have gone through multiple research sites to find out what's the answer to this. How can I walk away? How do I stop thinking about them? What do I do? Somebody help me. What do I do? I'm trapped. What's the answer? It's almost like passing the buck. Everybody says the same thing. Therapy, counseling, talking about it. This can take months, sometimes even years. I have looked for other ways. How can I get my subscribers to walk away? Every time I looked for how, I got the same answer. Talking about it, going to see a therapist, counselors. There is cord cutting, there's Reiki, there are other things that you can try. I know a lady, she's extremely busy, but if she's too busy for you, ask her for a referral. Pass you on to someone else that she knows. She knows everybody. She's into just about everything. Healing, cord cutting, spells, breaking curses. She does everything. I don't know her personally. I've met her. Lovely energy, strong energy. But if you're interested in emailing her or even just check out her website, see what she's got on there, email me, readingsbychar@gmail.com. I will send you her information. You can look at her website. You can say, can this help me? Maybe. No, that might be able to help me. Email her. Say, if you're too busy, Could you pass me on to somebody else? I'm sure she knows a lot of somebody else's. Shamans. If you can't break it naturally, then you gotta break it spiritually. Here's a question. Is walking away attractive? Yes. Oh yes, yes indeed you do. It is. Walking away is very attractive. It shows that you are strong and independent, but it also allows it shows your person something. And what normally happens when you are walking away and doing well? They come running back, like the Pisces reading last night. Pisces, done. Pisces, ascending, feeling better, not looking back. And where was the person? Charging towards them. And it is a known fact that as soon as you start getting over someone, they come back. How do you detach? Ask yourself if you're in denial or if you're in reality. Am I in denial? Honestly examine your motivations. Allow your feelings. Don't be afraid to allow your feelings. Practice meditation. And if not meditation, contemplation. It helps you to be attached and less reactive. And it's true. With meditation, you're more calm, more relaxed. The heart beats with nature. You become a part of the divine through it, so that when something toxic happens, you're less reactive. What can I do to get them? I miss them. How can I make them think of me? How can I make them miss me? Yes, I've been asked that. How do I make them miss me? Well, stop texting. Play the waiting game. Always be the first one to hang up. Have a signature. Guys have some kind of cologne. Girls have a perfume that every time they smell that smell on others, they think of you. Don't give away everything. Don't tell them your whole life. Don't multiple textings and giving away like, oh, I just want to let you know that I'm here for you and God love you, darlings. Your heart is exploding with love for this person. But don't give away everything. Let some things be mysterious, secretive. Use social media as your weapon. Show your fun and cool side. Now that's going to be a really old site that I must have looked into. Show your fun and cool side. This must be from the 80s. If they ask you out, be busy. They'll ask you again. Be busy. Oh, let me check my calendar. Nope, I can't do it. I'm busy that night. Give them space. Have a party without them. Lots of pics. Put it on social media. Invite both sexes. Take that pic, guys, of you with your arm around some girl or another guy, whatever it is. Have that pic. Put it on social media. Girls, you the same thing. Curling up to that friend of yours and put it on social media. Dress nicely. Keep yourself tickety-boo. Most of all, really try to be yourself. Unrequited love. My God, this word goes in waves, like DM and DF and TFs and soulmate and twin flames. And this word unrequited love goes in waves. I remember like maybe a year ago. It's like everybody was talking unrequited love. Everywhere you looked on YouTube, unrequited love, unrequited love. Like, did y'all get together and decide this is the word of the month or something? You know, everybody is saying it. And then DMDF. Everybody says it. It's like the word of the month. And then it waves out, it washes out, and something else waves in. Unrequited love. Okay, so we've heard this a lot. It seems to come in waves. What is it? How does it begin? What causes it? What does it mean? What the hell does it mean? Unrequited love. What does it mean? Love not returned. One-sided love. Love not returned. Okay, what causes it? A lack of chemistry. Okay, it's as easy as that. Chemistry causes attraction, infatuation, and eventually love. All right, cool. If there's no chemistry, what is it? Passion. Sexual passion. Cheers. All right, so now we know what it is, and now we know what causes it. How do we show it? How do we know it is unrequited love? When you chase after them, causing them to feel overwhelmed and want to distance themselves from you. It's like, oh my God, this person never freaking stops. They never freaking stop. Like, get them away from me. Never force yourself into someone's life. Other signs, you're always anxious, whether you're with them or not. Did you hear me? Whether you're with them or not, you're anxious. This is a huge red flag that something isn't quite right. You also wholeheartedly do not trust them. Another red flag, you overlook their flaws. When they don't own up to their mistakes, they make up excuses for why they hurt you, or why they did this, or why they did that. Always got some kind of an excuse. Third red flag, they flirt with others. Now, there's no harm in fun flirting, is there? Like, how you doing, darling? No, you're looking lovely, or you're so gorgeous, or my God, you're as cute as a bug's ear. You know, that's fun flirting, but I have seen flirting with intent. And it's not nice, and it's done right in front of the person. And it takes a lot for me to hold back. I have to walk away from there because it's like, oh my God, why are you putting up with this? Flirting with intent. Another flag, you feel alone. You're doing all the work in the relationship, and it will eventually make you feel alone. Doing all the work which you shouldn't have settled for in the first place. Yeah, you keep giving while they keep taking. Yes. Something always feels wrong. Now, in a healthy, balanced relationship, you feel safe even when things go wrong. So if you're in a healthy, balanced relationship and you get into a fight or an argument or something and you go storming off to bed and you're laying there, but you don't normally think, oh, they're going to leave me. No, you're just mad. But in this kind of relationship, in a one-sided love, There's always the thought, well, if I get mad at them, they're going to leave me and they'll never come back, and I love them so. So when one is unloved, everything feels uncertain and extremely draining. Another flag, you're to blame. They twist the truth, and this is both toxic and manipulative. When they do apologize, it's really because of you. So, you know, if you had come to that party with me, I wouldn't have ended up having too many drinks and sleeping with that guy. So you're to blame. Or, if you hadn't have been yelling and screaming at me and caused me to leave, and then I started thinking that maybe we were through, so, I didn't mean to, it's because of you that I went down the street and lived with that woman down there for a week. Excuses. And it's all wrapped around because of something you did. So, pretty nasty stuff there. If you hadn't have yelled at me, I wouldn't have left. And then I felt that we were done. So yeah, I just, had a good time, and because I thought we were done. Because of you. How do you deal with unrequited love? We're going to finish it up here. How do you deal with unrequited love? There's only one way. Leave. Yeah, I know, it's easier said than done. I know, I hear you, darlings. Between yourself and them, damage has been done. Them for putting you in that corner, and you for letting them. It's been two-sided here. It's not just all one-sided. They put you in a corner. You let them put you in the corner. Damage has been done. Now you're in love, and they don't love you. It's unrequited love. It's love not returned. It's one-way love. What you have to understand is that this is not love that's accepted. But you keep giving in hopes they change their mind. Well, they won't change their mind, darling. They won't change their mind because they don't love you. Love has to be there. This is not love that you should be hoping for. So, do not lose your worth and try to get them to love you, because there has to be love there. Unfortunately, you thought it was love, and now you're stuck. Unfortunately, you're now sitting there and crying, and you just fell for the wrong person. That's all. It's nothing to beat yourself up about or feel bad about. If anybody should feel bad, it should be them. And you sit there and you wait for them to return, and you know what? Sometimes they do return, but it's not love. Why do they return? Because they've gotten themselves in a hell of a trouble, or because they got nowhere to stay, or because they're sick, or because they need money, or because they need shelter. When they return, they're not returning because they love you, because they never did. It's unrequited love. And your heart and your love, and you open the door and you welcome them in, only to say, how come it didn't work? Because there's no love there. So again, I just want to put out readingsbychar@gmail.com. If you would like me to send you Reverend Marie's, that's the name she goes by, Reverend Marie. If you would like me to send you her website and her email, I will do so for you. And hopefully things will get better. Hopefully. But you know, most times, we gotta fight this. You just gotta pick up the sword and you gotta fight this. And the first way to fight, step out of it. So my darlings, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, it's probably something that you don't already know. You probably already know all of this. But sometimes just hearing it can give you that little push and that inspiration that you need. Namaste, darlings. Thanks for joining me tonight. Namaste.